Do you feel that? Like that energy in the air, the thickness, the anticipation, that sense that we're like moving and careening towards something. I personally feel it. And I think that feeling is because we are. We are in one of the most pivotal moments in history, and certainly the most pivotal moment in our lifetime. I believe strongly that the action that we're taking today and tomorrow and next month and next year, but all situated in this moment, will determine where we ultimately end up and where we go as a society, as individuals, and as a world as a whole. So now more than ever, we, each other, and the planet need your gifts. We need your creativity, your courage, and your embodied hope for a brighter future. And we need it now. Hi, I'm Melvin Winter, and in this video, I want to discuss why we desperately need you and why your dreams are more important now than ever. I don't know about you, but for me, I see all the bad stuff that's happening. I see all the useful technology that is simultaneously being developed that is destroying our natural system and our public utilities, as well as how isolated and disconnected people feel from each other. And I get this really icky sense. Like the icky sense is that even though things are bad and a lot of things are failing, that there is almost another shoe that's like ready to drop. And so I don't want to scare you as if I have some sense about a specific thing, but there's just a sense there's more. And so for me, if I'm not paying attention, if I'm not tending to my own energy, I can feel that pervasive sense of unease and anxiety, coupled with the sense of powerlessness to do anything about it. All of this while the price of everything goes up, and I see the collapse of systems that we all need and rely on. And so while all of that is true, the more important truth is that if each of us were living out of the realm of our gifts and our genius, I am certain that we will be living in a better and more sustainable world. What we are seeing and experiencing is the collapse of systems and social agreements that have sustained us and ensured a reliable social fabric. But that fabric is woven by individual and collective action, our actions. So as the existing order of things, the existing templates of society are destroyed and fall apart, each moment that each of us spends outside of the realm of our gifts in the place that we have the most influence and impact, the harder it will get for us to provide for ourselves and the people that we care about, as well as keeping up with the collective changes that we as well as society are moving through. Capitalism, fascism, sexism, racism, and all the other isms aside, we are changing in big and small ways that are meant to be hampered by these control systems. So you won't be able to keep up with all the changes. You won't be able to keep up with the different regulations or the new ways of making money. So the solution is for you to develop, offer, and live from your gifts, your unique, most impactful, and highest contribution on this plane. I believe undoubtedly that the creator and the designer of this cosmic system created it such that harmony and balance are always possible, but not without our active participation. So it's up to us. So when you look out on the world and you see all the stuff going wrong, you can't affect or impact all of that. But there's some portion of that that is reflected and that emerges from you that you can be responsible for, because you have a unique perspective and a distinct vantage point that contributes to the whole. There is no one world or one earth. The world we see is informed mostly by our experiences, our expectations, our unique way of seeing. But it is ultimately the energy that we emit, the action that we take from our unique space in this dramatic simulation, taken together with others, that determines our collective experience, which is then also influenced by how you see the world and how you experience it. Where you stand, you may be able to perceive possibilities that I can't see. And from where I'm sitting, I might have knowledge or things that have occurred to me that you haven't experienced yet, which is reason enough to come back to this channel. But the source of most of our collective problem is that we are taking as truth, as laws, as economic policies, the perspectives that's coming from the vantage point of a few sick, rich individuals. And then because of the way the whole system is set up, we then supply those views and those vantage points with our energy and our labor. But the great benefit in this of you having a unique and subjective vantage point and perspective, I think, is that you can't be responsible for everything. You can't think that you will be able to see and be informed by everything. You can't. Depending on how you see it, you are cursed or blessed with the narrow responsibility of sharing what you see, what you have, trusting that it will affect the people that it's meant to, and not ever go across the desk of the people that it's not. That is how you make your contribution. It reminds me of the nursery song, clean up, everybody does their share. Clean up, everybody, everywhere. I think those are the lyrics. It's been a long time since I've been in the nursery. But the trick of the media and all the noise and all the intentional attacks on your nervous system is to overwhelm you into thinking that the things that would occur to you to do aren't enough, that they won't influence or impact anything. To get you out of fight mode and to get you in freeze, to get you in fawn, that wow, everything is much bigger than me, I can't affect or do anything. But you are only ever responsible for your own energy and your own unique contribution, that which is right and that occurs to you to do. And so I know, if I'm on the other side of this video, the dust is kicked up like, okay, what am I supposed to do? What is my contribution? Like, I'm gonna invite you to take a deep breath. Partly because what I'm gonna say next might make you more mad. But you already know what to do, or you're already doing it and don't realize it, maybe unconsciously. Hear me out, let me finish, hear me out. In this life, we collect all types of agreements and limits that tell us that we can't be who we wanna be. But fortunately, for you and I, we always are what we are. Maybe just to a diminished degree. So I'll give you like a personal-ish example. So for me, YouTube feels new and stretchy. Like putting things in and broadcasting them in this way is wouldn't have occurred to me sooner than it kind of had. But I've always been encouraging others. I've always been talking about personal growth and personal development and expressing myself in vibrant ways, even when I was in the closet and at that corporate job. But then I relegated these aspects and interests and elements of my personality to the unimportant stack, or the silly stack, or the these don't matter stack. And so the tricky thing about our gifts or our purpose is that it comes so easily to us that they often remain underdeveloped but natural, such that others might benefit from it. We might find ourselves in spaces as a result of that quirky thing that we're doing that we don't even know that we're doing. But we can't see them, therefore we can't develop them. So if you were to say, oh, how do I get paid for being myself? I might say that you can't right now. Not because you can't, but because you're unaware of the aspects of you that come so naturally that you can't actually develop and fine tune them to utilize them for your own purposes and for the benefit of other people. Sorry, that came out a little fast. You could be a gifted communicator, unbeknownst to you, a realm where you could deliver endless value and derive immense pleasure from. But underdeveloped and underapplied, it will forever just be that quirky thing that you do, that inability to stop talking about the things that you want to talk about, or just that weird thing that you do that people always compliment. It's like every magical show or story of someone with a superpower. It's not enough to be powerful if you're untrained and running from the truth of your ability. But your lack of awareness about that ability can still make you a target. So you have to train and practice and deliver your ability to others to protect yourself against the dark arts. Your gifts or your purpose are never going to require you to become a person that you are not on some level already being. You might have to do stuff that feels new and unfamiliar and that feels beyond your current capacity, but the seed of all of this stuff that you might want to be, exist, and have and experience in the world is already existing in you. You're not going to go and acquire it. Additionally, and especially because you're here, I suspect that you already have big dreams and ideas that feel beyond your capacity to have and to experience. But I want you to listen to me. I'm here to confirm, I am talking to you. That big dream or those that you have are yours. You are meant to develop into the person that has them. And this one could feel a little bit scary. They are going to impact more people than you can currently see, than you can currently imagine. I mean that. Those dreams are not ghosts, they're not mirages, they're real, they are yours, and Earth needs them from you. We need it from you. And further, and most important, because the bit about how many people you might impact can feel so scary, we would love to receive it from you. There is not a better vessel from what you see from your vantage point. There might be someone that has better skills or might be further along, but they're not going to cultivate and they're not interested in bringing forth into the world that thing that you have. And if you don't bring it forth, it won't exist. There'll be something similar. There is no better delivery mechanism of the unique goodness that you hold than your mouth, your mind, and your heart, or your channel. And also, since I've struggled with this myself, stop asking if you're good enough, if you can do it, how long it'll take. We'll talk about ways to trim down the time that it takes for delivery, but I want you to ask instead, would I enjoy being the person who has and shares this gift? Who runs this business? Who has and facilitates these conversations? Time aside and worthiness in the trash, would you enjoy being that person? Having that person's experience? That's the only thing that matters. That's the only prerequisite that you need to exist in the way that you dream of being. I personally have some things written down that feel far beyond me, that I don't feel like I have the requisite skills for. But when I think about that person, that version of me, who leads people back to themselves, who helps people expand their life and their contribution, I've got to be him. And so you got to be you. You are exactly what the world needs. Your volume is just a little bit low. But the energy that you emit from being yourself and giving and receiving, we'll talk about that another time. But that giving and receiving what is uniquely yours feeds the earth. It feeds the energy field that we're all coexisting in. We are all connected and interdependent. Right now, a little bit codependent. So what you do for yourself is more satisfying for you and more helpful for us. But struggling with money, a warming climate, all at the hands of a few sick individuals, and the collective and pervasive powerlessness that lets it all happen is a uniquely human problem. It's not even an earth problem, it's a uniquely human problem. But these unprecedented challenges and these unprecedented times mean that we have an unprecedented opportunity to be something that we've never been before, individually and collectively. Can you tell I mean this? But you are the medicine that this moment needs. And if that feels overwhelming, think about how a pharmacy has a ton of medicine. So that includes me and other people that you know. So don't give into the hopelessness and limitation. The powerlessness, the despair, the fear are all intoxicating. But it is before us to be the solution that Earth needs, to be the antidote that Earth needs. For long enough, we've been its poison. So, it's time for you to be you, don't you think?